So this is it, huh?
This is it. It's a 1946 model Seeburg jukebox.
Can I plug an MP3 player in it somewhere? Or?
Anybody who wants to hook an MP3 player to these classic machines should be put in jail. I want to sell this jukebox because I don't feel like lifting it anymore. My wife is kind of getting on me about it, so I just want to sell it and someone else can restore it and enjoy it.
Do you know anything about this thing?
You know what I really love about these were made in USA. This was built in Chicago. These were sitting in soda shops and bars and everything else. People would walk up in there and they'd throw a nickel in here and they'd dance or whatever, they'd sing along, whatever. And there was only 20 selections on these machines. So $1, they played every song in this jukebox.
These old jukeboxes are classic. They were insanely popular and they sounded great. And they weren't cheap. They cost right around 650 bucks. And back then, you could almost buy a new car for that.
So how does this thing work?
Well, you would put the coin in, push one of these buttons.
Oh, that sounds good.
Well, it needs restoration.
Some gear's not catching somewhere.
Yeah.
Whoa. It does need a lot of work. A lot of work.
Oh, the whole machine has to be restored. It's 63 years old. You get an old car from 1946, and you're going to have to dismantle that, too.
Fully restored, these things can fetch a pretty penny. I know collectors that would go nuts for these. But I just know fixing this up is not going to be cheap. So I really need to get this for the right price, or I could be a creek without a paddle.
So how much you want for it?
$450.
How about I give you 300 bucks for it?
Nah, I can't.
I got a truck right there. I'll load it up. You know how much extra garage space you'll have?
I can't do that.
I really like it. I'm just sitting around thinking, do I want to buy it off you and then spend another $3 grand to get it fixed up?
It won't cost $3 grand to get fixed.
This is why my job isn't easy. We have to make money on everything we buy. And we know when there's a restoration involved, there is a fine line between making money and losing money.
What's it gonna be, Pops?
Work with me here a little bit, man.
I could take the lowest I could take is $400 for it, and that's it.
What the hell? I'm a glutton for punishment. 400 bucks? Let's get this thing loaded up. All right, there you go, son.
Have fun, dude.
Why do you think I brought you?
I'm really excited about this jukebox, and I can't wait to see it restored. After Corey gets it in the truck, we'll bring it over to Rick Dale's, have him take a look at it for us.
I'll be waiting in the truck.
Wow.
Well, here it is.
All right, well, the first mistake is somebody shouldn't have laid that thing down on its back.
I'll take credit for that one.
Well, I hope you guys didn't do too much damage to the inside. That's going to get a little more expensive.
It screws it up laying it on its back.
Yeah, you don't want to lay them down like that because all the electronic components are all probably on their back now. Could have broke some tubes. Should always be stood up. My name's Rick, and I own Rick's Restorations in Las Vegas, Nevada. The uniqueness of this unit, it was sort of futuristic, you know? And they built stuff to where it was appealing to you when you walked in the restaurant and you saw that thing inside there, basically wanted you to just sort of, you know, I gotta throw quarters in now, you know, directly take a straight shot. This box is absolutely beautiful when it lights up at night. Our plastic's good, this is usually broke, and this is all nice and clean. It's not that bad.
The thing is, you never know what you're getting into when you buy it.
Right, no, absolutely. This could have some major issues on the inside, that's true. So let's take a look under the hood. What do we got? Wow, that's trash. That needs a lot of work. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 2 on the inside. I mean, it's been outside or somewhere. It's got a lot of dirt inside of it. To me, it looks pretty rough. There's a lot of work to be done before I can even tell you what it's gonna cost.
Hey, I really want you to fix it up so it plays records again. You know, it's all original.
Right?
But worst case scenario, I mean, if it's just a complete disaster inside.
Right.
Make it play CDs.
That would be a crying shame if we had to make this thing into a CD player, you know. But I'll do my best.
Okay.
In order for Rick to make a profit on this, I'm gonna have to do it right around $2,500, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that.
I really hope Rick can fix this thing up so it plays records, but my bottom line is the biggest factor. I have to make money.
So this is it, huh?
This is it. Ready for the big reveal?
Yes, I am.
Abracadabra!
Oh, yeah. It's good, man.
It does look nice. So tell me everything you did to it.
Well, first of all, we stripped the cabinet. We had to take every single piece of it off. All the wood on the outside has been resurfaced. All the chrome got retouched up, polished all the plastics. This thing was gutted all the way to the bone, and we took everything out of it. We fixed the broken stuff, but it's all original inside still. I like keeping the original parts for the original machine, and we'd probably devalue it a little bit if we take and put new parts in it anyways, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't want to half-ass it. I wanted to keep its originality and use all its original parts because I wanted to make it worth money. I wanted to make Rick money.
So let's hear it play.
All right. What you do is you put a quarter in here, and then I'll show you how it works from there. That's gonna allow you 5 credits.
Okay, here we go, right here.
I'm happy, my cares have flown away a new day with nothing in the way, and darling, let's dance together till morning.
This thing is amazing. I mean, amazing. Rick did an incredible job. I don't even know if I want to sell this thing now.
So was it a good time restoring this thing?
It was a nightmare. It was a bloody nightmare. It was probably the hardest thing I've had to do for you. There's so many moving parts on this, it's unreal. There's 20 shelves inside this unit. Each shelf actually has a switch that tells a mechanical device to slide the record over and play it. And getting that to work just right was a lot of work.
All right, so how much it cost me?
It cost us a little bit more than what I quoted you. I quoted you $2,500, but because of the extra parts, we're right around $38 to have it finished. But the way it sits, all done up like this, you should have no problem getting $6,500 for it now.
I'm psyched about how the jukebox turned out. It sounds and looks amazing. And I could sell this thing to anybody with a game room. And don't tell the old man, but I'm really thinking about taking this thing home.
All right, load it up, son.
Nah, we played that game last time and I broke it. Come on.
You break this thing, I'm gonna kill you.
What can I help you with?
I got a 73 Wurlitzer jukebox.
Meet me in the back.
Okay.
Last time this guy was in the shop, he sold us an awesome 1932 Lincoln Roadster. He obviously has a taste for the finer things in life because Wurlitzer made an awesome jukebox. It's an old Wurlitzer, huh?
1973 Wurlitzer, the last one to come out.
Can you download from the internet? Does it have a slot for CDs?
See, no, this is from 73. I came down here to the pawn shop to sell my Wurlitzer jukebox. I got it from a friend of mine. I want to sell it because I need more room for stuff. I got to have more stuff.
Plays 45s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these things were great money makers for bars back when. I mean, before this, the only other alternative really was live music.
Yeah.
Their name is so synonymous with jukeboxes. I mean, people stopped calling them jukeboxes and started calling them Wurlitzers.
Yeah.
Wurlitzer made all kinds of musical instruments, but it was their jukeboxes that really put them on the map. They first started making them in the 1930s, and they were just the best. Okay, so one of the big things you always want to check for is yellowing and stuff, because most of them spent 30, 40 years inside of a smoke-filled bar. But I don't see any real damage. Can we plug it in and see if it works?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Well, there it goes, huh?
I guess it works.
What do I do? Just press
Yeah,
like A1?
that's it. Listen to that music. Can you feel that?
Sounds
Yeah.
great. It
Yeah.
sounds like a, old jukebox should. This thing is in great condition, and Wurlitzers are huge collector's items. Some of them from the 40s are practically priceless. What are you looking to get out of it?
I'm trying to get out of 4,500.
I've never seen or had one in the store that's this new. It's the older ones that I know are worth a lot of money. So let me give a buddy of mine a call. He can tell me if people are collecting these 70s versions of Wurlitzers.
Okay.
All right, let me give him a call.
Yeah,
real quick.
okay, fine.
With my dad away, it would be pretty easy just to take a gamble on this thing. But I'm smarter than my dad thinks I am, so I'm gonna make sure before I buy anything.
All right, how are you?
Doing well.
Hey, chum.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, look at this. Wurlitzer 1050. I specialize in antique gaming machines, jukeboxes, and other unique stuff. The Wurlitzer Jukebox Company was the premier jukebox company in the United States up until the end of the Second World War. This 1050 was made in 1973. They made 1,600 of
That's
these
right, that's
models,
right.
which was really a small run, and it really bombed. It was the last gasp of the Wurlitzer company before they sold the rights to a company in Germany.
Yeah.
But their stuff was really great looking, and it's the name associated with jukeboxes.
I know the original ones in the 40s, 50s, this was actually metal, this was actually wood, this is plastic right here.
Everything was going to plastic and fake chrome, but that doesn't hurt the collectability of this box.
Okay, good. You want to open it up and take a look inside?
Sure. It's a very clean box, and it even comes with a repair manual, which is great if it ever breaks down. This plays 50, 45, so it has 100 selections. The condition looks almost excellent.
All right, well, that's good to know.
What'd I tell you?
In my experience, I've seen a number of these, and this is one of the nicest ones I've ever seen.
So, what are they going for these days? What do you think it's worth?
This model is a very collectible model because they made so few of them, and if you get a good example, like this one, it does command a good price. I would estimate the value on this based on the condition that it's in from $3,500 to $4,500, and this might be close to the top end of that range. This is a very well-preserved example of this jukebox. This would be one to have.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll bring it down to 4,000.
You'll bring it down to 4,000. Oh, you're doing me such a big favor there, aren't you?
I am.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll offer you $2,000.
Wow, that's too low, too low.
The fact that this thing's gonna sit in my shop and take up all this real estate, have you seen how full my floor is out there?
How many of these do you have out there?
You got me. I got none.
I'm gonna offer you one more chance. 3,200, and that's final. And we're still friends for a while.
Well, I'll give you 2,700 and we don't have to be friends.
No, I'd rather have a 32. Could you come up a little more?
Meet me at $3,000.
$3,000. Okay?
3,000, sound good?
3,000. 3,000 is the deal. Okay.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
This guy's definitely no slouch when it comes to negotiating. But I'm glad we finally got there because it's an awesome piece and we're definitely gonna make some money on it. What do we got here?
Well, what we have here is the original jukebox. This is
Symphonium.
A Symphonium, yes.
Okay.
1800s, made in Germany.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely cool. I mean, you know, it's almost like a regular jukebox, and it's a novelty thing to have in a bar or something in Germany or here. People tend to get drunk and like to hear music.
I came down to the pawn shop today because I'd like to sell my Symphonian. There's 16 German coins and there's 16 discs. I know it was made in Germany and I know it's the 1800s because the coins are dated like around the 1870s. I'm hoping to get about 8,000, but bottom line is 3,500.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. I have to say, I've heard of them. I've not seen one.
Okay.
Did you ever have it restored or anything?
No, I did not. I've not messed with it, with the mechanisms. I have opened it up. You can take the discs out, and it is one of the double mechanisms. What I've researched online, the double mechanisms is more desirable.
So it still works?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, let me see it work.
Okay, you gotta crank it up on this side, and then you put in the German coin. You put it in the slot, just like you would a jukebox. And then there you go.
All right, definitely not the type of music I'm used to hearing coming out of a jukebox, that's for sure. This German Symphonium is really cool, but I don't know much about these things. This isn't the normal kind of jukebox we get in the shop, but there's definitely a market for this. What are you looking to do with it?
Well, I would like to sell it.
Okay. Any idea of what you're looking to get out of it?
I'd like to get around 8,000.
Okay. By no means am I an expert in these things or know anything about them, really.
Okay.
It's just the fact that they play music and that they used to be in bars way back then. Let me have a friend of mine come down and
Okay.
take a look at it.
Sure.
He specializes in coin-operated machines. I think
Okay.
this might be right up his alley.
Okay,
All
hope
right?
so.
Why don't you hang out and take a look around? I'll see if I can
All
get
right.
her down here, okay?
Thanks,
Be right back.
appreciate it. I'm welcome a second opinion, because this is a rare item. They're hard to research, so I hope he does bring in someone with more of a clue.
This is a real symphonian. You know how you know? You can tell by the logo in the front. It's got the harp with the S in the front.
Okay. I've heard of him. I don't know much about him. What do you know about him?
It was made by the Symphonian Company, and they made other forms of music boxes also that were cranked, but these were made so they could be used in Hofbrau's or bars.
Okay.
That's neat.
I'd like to hear it work. Can you turn it on?
Sure.
Very cool. Symphonian started manufacturing around 1889. A symphonian is basically an overglorified music box. They were very popular. They made a lot of them. When Thomas Edison invented the gramophone, that was it. These basically went away. This one looks like in really beautiful, unrestored shape.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I open it?
No, please do.
Great. What makes this piece really unique is that if you look, it has the double combs. Most symphonians or music boxes of this kind were flat, and they usually only had one cone. But the two cones allowed them to make more complex orchestrations for these tunes.
Oh.
So are these discs hard to find, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're hard to find, and they're specific to these machines. You can't just use any symphonian disc in here.
And then the extra discs are down here.
Well, that definitely helps the value of this,
Yes.
because this way you don't have to hunt around for more music to play.
Yeah, there's 16 discs and 16 coins.
It'd kind of suck if you had to keep playing the same song over and over again.
Yeah.
Wow, these are nice.
So I've never had one. I've never seen one sell. What are they going for?
Well, traditionally, they're mostly sold at auction.
Okay.
And one this size and in this unrestored condition working, they're picking up around 26 to 35 at auction.
Okay.
What about including all these discs? Wouldn't that make it more valuable?
Not really, because if you didn't have the discs, it would be honestly worth a lot less.
Okay.
Nick, I appreciate you coming down, man.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for the
You're
information.
welcome. You're welcome.
Educational.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Good luck with it.
Okay.
It was nice to hear from the guys about looking at something different coin-op. See something that was basically a coin-op jukebox from the late 1800s was really cool.
You know, I gotta go with my guy. What are you willing to take?
I really was kind of hoping to get like 4, you know, going down to 4 and.
Okay, I'm at about 1,500.
I can do 35. And I think you'd be able to sell it for more than what he's thinking. The fact that it has the real German coins, which are dated 1800s.
I can get coins like that, a dime a dozen.
But the disc you won't. This is a cool thing.
It is. Here's what I can tell you, though. I've got my guy telling me that I can get between 2,500 and 3,500. But the person selling it to me telling me I could get more. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I understand.
I'll tell you what, I can do 1,800. That's bottom line, best I can do.
I just think that just wouldn't work. I was really hoping to get more than that.
Story of my life. I appreciate you bringing it down.
Okay.
If you change your mind, I'm here all week, all right?
Okay, thanks. I'm really disappointed. I really didn't want to bring it home today. I really wanted to sell it. I just think 18 it was just too low. Just too low.
Hey, there he is. Welcome. Come in, come in.
You the one with the jukebox?
I am the one with the jukebox, yes.
So this is it.
This is our beauty. This is the 1947 Wurlitzer Jukebox 1100.
And it is a gem.
This thing is like a fine bottle of wine. It just gets better with age.
Kind of like me?
I love this jukebox because it is a classic jukebox and it is in pristine condition because my wife is meticulous about taking care of things. If you take care of things, they last a long time. Look at me.
I mean, everything about this I absolutely love. Neat company. There was a guy named Wurlitzer, and he came over from Germany, the 1800s. And by the 1950s, Wurlitzer was a huge company. They made vending machines, they made jukeboxes, they made musical instruments. I think this was the first post-war machine. In 1946, I think they were back ordered just due to the fact that, I mean, you couldn't get anything like that during the war. They didn't want to look cheap. They didn't want to look too flashy. It was really a hard mix to get the right look. And this was what they came up with. And to this day, it baffles me that we don't build stuff this beautiful anymore.
Yes.
Does it work?
Absolutely. So when you want to select a song, then you just press this, record comes out, the turntable comes up from underneath and takes it to the needle.
Cool. We get jukeboxes in the shop, but rarely ones from the 1940s, and practically never in this kind of shape. Collectors will go nuts for this. This is what they want. It's cool. How much do you want for it?
$6,000 is the minimum.
Ooh. These go for, in perfect condition, they go for right around $5,000 or $6,000. So I would give you like $3,000 for it.
Well, we've already turned down $3,000.
I have to warranty these things. I have to deliver them. I could go 35.
No, it's 6,000.
There's no money at 6,000. There's no money for me to make.
Okay, well, we know what its value is, and we certainly don't want to just give it away.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $4,000.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'd have to think it over, and I'd certainly want to talk with my wife before I decided anything like that.
Thanks for letting me see it.
Okay, thank you. It would be great to have $4,000, but I also know that it's really worth a whole lot more than that.
What do we got?
We have a Shivers 1939 multiphone.
Okay.
Most jukeboxes can only play 20 to 25 records. This brought it to the next level. This was hooked up to a telephone system. You would put your dime inside here, pick a selection, it would ring up an operator.
And then it would play the song.
Right.
If I plug it in, does it light up or anything? I mean, I know there's not some old lady sitting there with a switchboard playing songs.
Today I brought in my Shivers 1939 multiphone. I buy and sell antiques, and a client brought this into my shop, and I had to have it. I'm looking to get $2,500. If I can sell this Shivers multiphone, maybe I'll go buy a full-size jukebox.
They were really cool. I mean, it was an ingenious idea. You'd put your dime in, a telephone operator would basically come over the speaker, and then you would tell them, you know, hey, I want song number 297, and they would say, okay, and they would play it over the speaker. But there was one big problem with these. If you were in a diner and you wanted to play 297, crying, praying, waiting, hoping, and you got the guy behind you playing 185 Frozen Lager, it made it really, really hard to actually hear the song that you wanted. It wasn't really thought out that well. Can we open it up?
Sure. And that's where the money goes.
Okay.
The coin box. And they could change the music listing.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they would have to all the time. Sure. Okay, that's pretty cool. This Shivers multiphone is definitely a collectible. In the 40s and 50s, they were really popular on the West Coast because all the DJs were stationed at turntables in Seattle. It was like streaming music, but old school style. It definitely is really cool. What are you looking to get out of it?
I'm looking for $2,500 for it.
Ooh. You know, people love stuff from this era, the 50s diner, stuff like that. That being said, I do have a few issues of my own with it.
Sure.
The people I know that collect jukebox memorabilia, stuff like that, they want something that actually plays. Realistically, the only way you're gonna get this thing to play is if you stick a wireless speaker in there. I would offer you $500. I mean, I can negotiate a little bit, but you got any other numbers you want to throw out there? Or?
How's $2,000 sound?
Like, we're not gonna make a deal, my man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for your time.
If you change your mind, I'm always here.
Great. I'm bringing my Shivers multiphone back home to me to Chicago. I am kind of bummed that I couldn't sell it, but there's all kinds of people out there who would love to have this item.